welcome to Planet Invasive Species. Today I am joined by Wolf Bear, and he's going to help me as we go out and identify some plants down by the creek in 360. Once I get off the bike, I have to carry him down into the creek bed because there just aren't really safe places left. You may have noticed I'm letting Wolf Bear roam around, which I've gotten really nervous about lately with all the foxtails. I don't see any foxtails right down here. I know for a fact just over this ridge it's all foxtails. So remind me, I should come back and see what the status of this area is next year, especially if they let the goats come through. And what do I mean by that? Well, that's in tomorrow's video. For now, we're going to identify plants. See, this is a refreshing change. Although a lot of these aren't native plants, at least I'm pretty sure that they aren't lethal. Which brings up something else, like these are yellow. You know, the invasive agricultural annuals aren't the only ones that turn yellow. Anything that's annual dies, which means it turns yellow and brown. But man, you know, at least not all of them potentially kill your dog. That's just a little ridiculous. There's a lot of this, so let's start with it. That is bulbous canary grass or harding grass, and unfortunately it is invasive. Positives are, as far as I am aware, it won't hurt your dog. It is a perennial, which means that even though these stems are dry and the seeds are ready to blow away in the wind to, you know, continue the plant species, the rest of it will continue to live. So it's not an annual, which means the entire thing won't turn into fire fuel. So that's me saying something positive about an invasive plant. I mean, given the circumstances. See, another one of the tall ones here. Dallas grass, also known as caterpillar grass. And I'm sorry to say, but this is native to Brazil. It is invasive. Again, at least it doesn't kill my dog. You know, I said in an earlier video, unfortunately most of what I'm gonna see are invasive, not native. At this point, I'm just separating the invasives that can be found and the ones that have just kind of taken over. And the ones that have just kind of taken over are the ones that have turned our hills golden and are the ones that contribute greatly to the annual fires. All right, let's do one more. We've got another abundant one that's nice and green, and I was really hoping for good news here, but this reed canary grass, give you a closer look at it, once again was introduced in the 1800s as forage native to Eurasia and is known to invade riparian areas, such as where I am currently standing. So one more plant brought here for livestock forage. It outcompetes native plants. You know, I was ready to be thankful that there's a perennial green grass, but man, even that one is not supposed to be here. Now let's do one more. I want to know what this one is up here. I'm not sure if the GoPro Max can get the details, but there's tiny purple blooms at the tip here. This is Brazilian vervain, and it is perennial and it is drought tolerant, so at least it's not terrible fire fuel, but unfortunately it is not native and is considered invasive in some areas. So I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm not intentionally picking out invasive plants. That's just the 4 that I walked right over to. And I'm tempted to go over this hill just to prove to you that right over it, in the more disturbed areas, you know, where they unleash the livestock and people walk through and trample, that's where the real problem ones, what I'm calling the real problem ones, are. Your wild oats, your barley, and your foxtails, and your barbed goat grass. All right, Wolf Bear, you gotta stay here, okay? If he tries to follow me, then I'm gonna have to cut this short. You may think I'm being a little anal, but he has had 3 foxtails in his 4 years, and all of those experiences are real bad. They have to be surgically removed. It's a very unpleasant experience. I might need both hands here. I smell mugwort. Oh yeah, there's some nice mugwort down there. Nope. See? You're going on my back, bud. Ugh. I'll just hold you. Oh my God, look at this. Just past these tall ones that we just identified also as invasive. Fields and fields of yellow star thistle. All right. These changed so much. Last time I was here, they didn't look like this, so you better identify some, but there's some oats. It's like the further I get from the river, the worse it gets. From the creek, I should say. All right. Yeah, doesn't that look pleasant? All right. Let's see how good I am at this, Wolf Bear. I'm gonna go up here for a while. I think I see wall barley down there next to the yellow star thistle. See some insects having a good time. I see oats on the horizon. And the gray ones, the dead ones, I now recognize the dry flower tops, the seeds. So I can tell you that that also is yellow star thistle. Yellow star thistle right next to each other in multiple stages. These annuals will grow all year round. And wall barley. It just looks like it's dying to crawl up your nose. And in Wolf Bear's case, they go for the ears. Can you imagine being his height, or a jackrabbit's height, or anything's height, and going through here? Here, I'll put the camera down there and just experience. I can tell you it doesn't feel good on my legs. I don't think I need to go further to prove that point. Where is enemy number one. The ripgut brome. Guarantee you I'm going to find ripgut brome out here if I can make it through these yellow-starved thistles without bleeding to death. This is what we've left for wildlife. You know, we look at this and we say, oh, there's not a building here. Look at what we left for the wildlife. Fucking thorny, invasive plants. And they're supposed to thank us for that. Surrounded, by the way, by roads on all sides. So here, enjoy your tiny square of habitat that sucks in the first place, and you're surrounded by freeways of death. We are so generous. I'll just take a couple of photos with my iPhone in case the GoPro isn't picking this up well enough, but there's wild oat. And I called that wall barley, and I cross-referenced it, and it's also identified as foxtail barley. Obviously, you know that's good news. There's our ripgut brome. What'd I say? Yeah, the ripgut brome. Get down there close. Hi there. Yellow star thistle behind it. I'm actually getting stabbed in my ass and hamstrings for squatting down, by the way. And lopgrass. All of these are bad, bad, bad news. And you see the trees there. I've joked about this before. The creek, because there are some trees that we didn't chop down there, pretty much represent the only native plants left. You got trees and invasive plants. There's a better look at some of the wild oats. I mean, even if I was a fan of agriculture, at some point you gotta realize this is a problem. Let's get back down to the creek where it's relatively safe. All right, big guy. There you go. All right, that's enough for today.